What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we've got a lot of news about BT-13, that set from over in Japan that we have been expecting. Oh, we've got reveals, ladies and gentlemen, and there's a lot going on here, quite frankly. There is a lot going on here. So, yeah, we're going to have to get to this, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have to talk about an awful lot of interesting stuff, but I think we need to start off talking about what is clearly, I mean, look, this was the thing we were waiting for, right? And forgive the pronunciation, I'm doing my best, but what we've got here is Idrisil 76. And look, if that's not the right way to pronounce it, I'm sorry, I'm doing my best. Now, we do have translations here from the lovely folks over at Ensan Gaming. They are pretty gosh darn cool. We are fans of theirs. And what we've got here is, I think it's fair to say, one of the weirdest cards we've ever seen. Now, it is very clearly a Digitama, no level or anything like that. But we've got a bunch of skills that work in the breeding area. You know the general rule, right? The general rule is skills don't work in the breeding area and do not affect Digimon in the breeding area. That has always been the case. That's not the case anymore, ladies and gentlemen, because these skills literally say breeding area, and I think that means we can count it as a new keyword skill. This has been somewhere else, but I don't remember seeing this anywhere else. So when this is in the breeding area, on your turn, all of your Digimon cannot evolve. Okay? That mostly sounds like a downside. Let's keep going. In your breeding area, on your turn, once per turn, when a Digimon with Royal Knights in its traits is about to be played, you may reduce the play cost by 4. For every card in this Digimon's evolution sources, the play cost gets further reduced by 1. Okay, so we can't evolve, but what we can do here is play Royal Knights, normally at a significantly reduced cost. Okay, kind of buying in on this, that sounds alright. But we need more evolution sources. How are we going to get the evolution sources under this? Well, breeding area, at the start of your main phase, reveal the top card of your Digitama deck, put that card and every card with Royal Knights in its traits you have in play under this Digimon as its evolution source. Oh, well, that's how we do it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that sounds all right then. That sounds okay. So basically, what it seems to be doing, and this is weird, but what it seems to be doing here is essentially letting you have Royal Knights played really cheap for one turn. Now, the translation we've got from Ensan Gaming is, at the start of your main phase, reveal the top of your Digitama deck, put that card and every card with Royal Knights in its traits you have in play under this Digimon. Not you may, do it. So, that's good. But it also means they're only staying in play for one turn. But it also means that every turn your Royal Knights get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper to play. So basically you're playing a whole bunch of Royal Knights, and within a couple of turns you're basically playing one a turn for free, but only for one turn. This seems weird, but I kind of love it. It's also got an inheritable skill in the breeding area on your turn, once per turn. When an option card with Royal Knights is put into the battle area, you gain a memory. So actually here, you're also gaining a memory every time you play one, which is reducing the cost by 1, but you get to the point where the first Royal Knight you play is not only free, but it gains you a memory. That's pretty cool. Of course here, I know it's an inheritable skill, but remember what you do is reveal the top card of your Digitama deck and put it under this Digimon. So basically your Digitama is going to be 4 of these, and you just basically get 3 of them under the existing one, and then that's reducing the cost by 7 before you put any Royal Knights under. And this is weird and strange and unusual and unique, but I'm going to tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, this sounds pretty gosh darn good to me. So how about some Royal Knights then? How about Jesmon? 11 cost play normally, 3 cost to evolve 11,000 power. When played or evolved, choose any number of your opponent's Digimon with a power of 6,000 or less and delete them. For every other Digimon you have in play, the maximum number of power you can delete is increased by 2,000. Remembering that your Royal Knights are generally not staying in play for very long, but you can play non-Royal Knights to boost this up. And on both players' turns, for every one of your other Digimon with Systemon in its name, or Royal Knights and its traits in play, all of your Digimon get 1,000 power. Oh, well, that can be beefed up a lot, can't it? Again, the fact that weird Digitarma is making you get rid of your Royal Knights is a bit of a pain, but you don't have to play that one. You can just play this on its own, and actually, you're getting rid of a bunch of Digimon and getting super beefy super quickly. This one sounds like one we can get a little bit excited about. Now, we do have a couple of other red cards we can have a quick chat about here. We've got ourselves a Savior Huckmon. 8 cost to play normally, 3 cost to Digivolve, 8,000 power. When your Digimon with Systemon in its name is played, you may evolve this Digimon into a card with Jesmon in its name in your hand, reducing the cost by 2. Oh, yeah. Not bad. Obviously, you're not playing this with a Digitarma because of the whole evolution thing, but that means that you evolve more easily, and then Jesmon, when you evolve, you get to delete a bunch of things. That's pretty cool. And an inheritable skill, when attacking once per turn, if this Digimon has Royal Knights in its traits, you can play a Digimon with Systemon in its name from your hand or trash for free. And we know that Jesmon decks like playing Systemon for free. This is not the first time we've ever seen this. But once per turn when attacking, you play a Systemon for free. Yeah. Not bad, ladies and gentlemen. Not to mention the whole evolving into Jesmon more easily. Jesmon got a bit more love, which is nice. I'm down with that. That sounds alright by me. And there is actually a Gankumon here that we should probably talk about as well. Now, this is a dual colour, black and red. 13 cost to play normally, 5 cost to Digivolve, 13,000 power. It's got blocker, and this is a big blocker. And when played or Digivolved, you can play a card with Systemon in its name from your trash, or a Digimon with Royal Knights in its traits from under a Digimon in your breeding area without paying, other than Omegamon or Gankumon. Oh, hang on a second. This one sounds pretty gosh darn good. So now, with that weird Digitarma, you essentially play Gankumon and hopefully, it's either super cheap or it's free. But then when you play it, you can play a Royal Knight from underneath your Digitarma for free, and they got 2 of these bad boys out? Yes. That sounds pretty good to me. And sure, they're going to be going back under and blah, 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 nobody cares. But the fact is, you've actually got a way to get those Digimon out from under the Digitarma now, rather than just putting them under and leaving them there to reduce play cost. That sounds pretty good to me. Do remember, it starts your main phase that the Digimon go under the Digitarma, so they are going to be out there for your opponent's turn, which is nice. So Jesmon, getting a bit of love. You know what else is getting some love? Alphamon. Black card, 12 cost to play normally, 4 cost to Digivolve, 12,000 power. And when played or Digivolved, by placing a card with X-Antibody or Royal Knights from your trash to the bottom of this card's evolution sources, until the end of your opponent's next turn, all of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 10 or more cannot attack the player. Nice. This is brilliant. Basically, you play this, and then all of a sudden, you're just golden. Yeah, that's a turn where your opponent's not doing very much. And just in case it wasn't clear enough, the Jesmon I showed you is a Royal Knight. The Gankumon I showed you is a Royal Knight. Alphamon is a Royal Knight. And Savior Huckmon is not a Royal Knight. But we kind of knew that because it's not the big bad level 6, so that's okay. That one can stay in play for a turn. Yay! Can't evolve, though, which is a little bit sad. So yeah, going back to Alphamon then. We've got a really nice first skill, Go Team. And then on both players' turns, once per turn, when this Digimon is about to be removed from the battle area with a card effect, i.e. not by battle, just by a card effect, by putting a card with X-Antibody or Royal Knights from this Digimon's evolution sources to the bottom of your deck, prevent that removal. And this means you can play this normally, which is nice, and when you play it, you get to put a card under it, which you can then use to save it later. Now, the way I'm reading this, and I'm pretty sure I'm right about this, will you play this for super cheap using the Digitarma, and then you put a card under it, and then at the start of your main phase, this would be removed from play using the Digitarma's card effect, so instead you get rid of the X-Antibody Royal Knight from under it, and then you prevent that removal, so you get to stay in play for one extra turn. Which seems like a very good thing to me, considering you're a big bad 12,000 power Digimon. I like this, ladies and gentlemen. I like this very much indeed. While we're talking X-Antibody, we do have a level 5 we can mention nice and quickly. We've got a Dorugoramon here. And when 8 costs to play normally, 3 costs to Digivolve 8,000 power, should say that. When Digivolving, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Put a card with X-Antibody in its trait, swim among them, under this Digimon as an evolution source. It's the kind of thing X-Antibody do. We've seen it over and over again. If no card is placed under this Digimon via this effect, until the end of your opponent's next turn, this Digimon's power cannot be reduced. Not bad. An inheritable skill, at the end of your turn, once per turn, you may put a Digimon card with X-Antibody in its traits in your hand under this Digimon as an evolution source. Now, this is a very big deal because we've got a combo going on here. Remember, the Digitama says at the start of your main phase, you need to put your Royal Knight under it. Alphamon says on both players' turns once per turn, when this Digimon is about to be removed from the battle area by a card effect, you can place a card with X-Antibody or Royal Knight from this Digimon's evolution source into the bottom of your deck and prevent it. But Dorugoramon has an inheritable skill at the end of your turn once per turn. You may put a Digimon card with X-Antibody in its trait in your hand under this Digimon. So you play Alphamon. When you play it, you whack Dorugoramon under it. Then every time you attack, you put another one under. You use that one to stop the Digitama from removing Alphamon. And basically, Alphamon that you may well have played for free gets to stay in play for as long as you can attack. And for as long as you've got an X-Antibody in your hand to put under, you can keep this Alphamon in play while taking advantage of that Digitama. Yes. And it's a bit of a gimmick, but this could work, ladies and gentlemen. This could work very, very nicely indeed. This is all a bit weird and all a bit kooky and all a bit strange, but we've seen our first card from BT-13, and if you thought the card designers were running out of ideas, I think it's fair to say that's not true. But I want to know what you think about all of these Royal Knights and all of this stuff. This is fun, but I want to know what you think. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Digimon and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord and chat with us, all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.